Welcome back to the After the 80, brought to you by the iCare Group Australia. Ipswich Jets, proudly supported by the Jets Leagues Club, number one supporter of rugby league in our community. Huge week of rugby league, I should say. Two big games, some good results in the club. Even our Titans got a win this week, Blakey.
Yep.
What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, no, that was awesome actually. Went down, watched Ollie Pascoe make his debut. It was everything he touches turns to gold, so not surprised to see him have their first win.
Absolutely, it's worth a mention that one of our own grown, Ollie Pascoe, Ipswich. Well, he's not an Ipswich boy, but would like to claim him, I guess. Why not? You take him when you can get him. So,
yep.
Well done to Ollie. We saw it on TV. He had about 150 tickets there in that stadium, so I'm sure the Titans are big fans of his family. And
yeah, I wonder if he'll get that ticket allocation every week. He's filled up Mbye, he did. So
I reckon they would have spent a little bit on the bar there, but the boys
yeah, there was a few of them enjoying themselves 100%, and would have been interesting to spend the night with them. But yeah, it was
good on them.
No,
good on them. Only 2 games at the Jets this week. We obviously with our Cyril Connor boys, they finished up. The girls, the Harvey Norman girls, they're finished up. So we had the big boys and we had the Mal boys. Big win for you guys.
Yeah, awesome to go.
How did that go down? Did you? I mean, you never like to assume what's going to happen, but were you expecting a win like that against a side like, because they're handy outfit in the juniors usually South Logan?
Yeah, I think when you're coaching under 19s, you don't like to put too much. Sometimes you don't know, but I definitely think it was a win we deserved. The guys have been working really hard the last few weeks, and we've been trying to raise the bar just that little bit each week. Spoke to the guys after the game about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Our coaching staff got together and we said, what bit of a recalibration, and the 3 things we came up with was, 1, let's shrink the information. So we shrunk our tip sheet and that sort of stuff and made it a bit more what's important. We've decided to try and raise the bar as far as physical prep and recovery. It's an area that we were maybe being a bit laxy-daisy in, and then also just started focusing more and more on connection and
it's coming together.
Well, yeah, like the players have got to take all the credit, because they're the ones that are they buy into that. You can, as a coach, you can put out all these different little things, but ultimately it's the players that have got to walk the walk, so they deserve all the flowers.
And it's timely, and like you said, when you coach in 19s, you just honestly don't know what you're going to get sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's, I guess, timely. You're 2 weeks out from finals now.
Yeah, we're in the box seat to make the finals, but nothing's guaranteed yet. So I think what we've done at the moment is we've earned ourselves a really good opportunity where next week we can win and be in the finals.
And what about the other results around the grounds in the Meninga Cup during the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's actually, like you said last week on the podcast, it's a logjam.
Yeah.
I think there's a world where 4 or 5 teams are separated by for and against, and luckily enough at the moment we've got a good for and against, but one off game in this competition can change that, so we keep our eyes on the prize.
Absolutely. And what's any standout performers over the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, straight off the bat, Tommy Parker. He was at South Logan last year. He's come to us through the Titans affiliation, but last year, even himself, he probably admitted he didn't have his best year at Mount Meninga. He found himself on the bench, and then he found himself not in the team. And he's come to us, and he actually had a real tough week in round 2 and ended up having to get dropped through performance. But he went away and worked really hard at some stuff, and mostly that was centred around his defence. He saved about 3 or 4 tries yesterday, and he had an outing against his old team, and I was so happy for him.
Oh, that's brilliant. And another big win for the Hostplus Cup boys.
Yeah.
2 on the bounce, which is something that really needed to be addressed, flowing on from last year from all reports. Ty was really emphasising the ability to get some consistency around performances and not ride that roller coaster. I think the history of last year, that was in the back of his mind going tit for tat. So it was a massive win for the boys. And
shaky start though. Tell us a bit about that first 20.
Yeah, they got out of the gates. We went. You know what? I don't know how much we're allowed to go into it around the officiating, and it's not that it was bad officiating. It was just that it was so different.
Yeah.
The 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The weeks have just every single week, and they haven't been wrong. They've just been different, really inconsistent, and I thought it really caught us off guard actually.
Yeah.
There's he was massive on this leg lifting tackle.
Yeah.
And it's not a lift, but you're not allowed to pick one leg off the ground anymore.
Yeah.
So that was sort of everyone. And you know what, it went both ways. He was fair. Like but I thought it just really slowed the game down.
I think if you look at that stuff, I think sometimes even if you look at it from a coaching perspective for the referees, sometimes we do it as players as well. You're really poor in a particular area 1 week. So you spend the whole next week looking at that and really focusing on that, and that becomes something you emphasise. I mean, I can only imagine maybe that's sort of what happens with the refs where, mate, you missed a couple of leg lifts last week, and then that next week you don't miss one, and it changes the way that the game's played.
And I think in particular with the referee we had on the weekend, he's quite a good referee. He's got NRL experience and he was coming back.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that he's not missing a thing.
Yeah.
They don't want to miss a thing because they're obviously trying to get pushed back up. But I thought that hurt us. But credit to our boys to be able to adapt and come back in at half time 8-all.
Yeah.
It's massive. And I thought it's a real credit to the work that the guys are doing behind the scenes. Like those sort of, when you get in those positions, it's easy. That's when you're tested attitude-wise, and that's when your real personality comes out when you're standing behind the post and 18-0. So for the guys to get back on the bus and just get back in the rhythm. We had some individual brilliance as well. Like we had big Tremaine Spry come up with a massive play to sort of, break the cycle and put points on the board, and they kind of got us away. And then everyone had a bit of a pep in their step from there. Yeah. But it also, I thought just that once the game cycled, they got a big pack. They had some big boys in that South Logan side, and once we got the game cycling, you could tell they felt it. Yeah. That stop-start at the start, I thought that's what got us. So if you're trying to review South Logan, I think the cycle, live ball is definitely the way to play them.
Yeah, it's I think the funny thing about rugby league at the moment is that mental side of the game with you said the word cycles, and I guess the way the game ebbs and flows. Like you can be 18-0 up, but especially when you're standing there on the sideline coaching, you don't feel. It doesn't fill you with confidence
anymore.
You're not safe there. You're worried. You're more. I know for myself on the weekend, same thing happened. We had a slightly shaky start the first 5 minutes, and then we scored some points. But you actually start to worry about your players' mindsets and are they gonna, because it only takes one little play to give them a bit of momentum, and that cycle changes. Is that something that you think about now as a leader of a team with the other guys and trying to keep them?
Yeah, I think probably. It's not so much a mental challenge. Like I don't see it as that challenge. I see it as boredom. Like players, it sounds weird, but players get bored. Yep. Like out on the field, and you see halves all the time. Play short, and you're getting good inroads. You're getting good play the balls, and they go, "This is pretty boring. I just want to throw one long ball." Yeah. And then and it happens all the time, and I mean more so in your grade. Like kids, they do it all the time. But and then. Sometimes the worst thing is it pulls off. Yeah. And then you go,
maybe I should just.
Where are we going from here? The next couple of ones over the sideline, one's intercepted, and we actually, Tony Francis actually, like we reviewed it pretty heavily. Like a big credit to the guys who work behind the scenes, like in the coaching staff, is the review that we did, preview I should say, that we did for South Logan was 100% right. Yeah. Like they scored 2 tries through our errors, but was on our preview, and we scored 2 tries from their errors on the back of their preview. The intercept from Tony Francis, then playing over the top. So I just thought you walk away from that and you sort of go, oh, what can we take out of it? It was just a good game of footy. Yeah, like that's what it was. Like they were a good outfit. We were just good enough on the day, and it was just a good game of rugby league. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it was really enjoyable, and the whole theatre of the way it ended too. They scored a video ref's not around, so it's hard to say. But they scored a try which could have gone either way, and
speculator.
And we went up the other end, and they've gone a short drop out. And it's just the footy gods. The ball's bouncing as they do, the shape of a rugby league ball. And Tremaine Spry, being Tremaine Spry, just in the right spot, right time, puts it down and get one back that you sort of felt like you really deserved. So
it's that's massive, I guess, in the scheme of the season now too. You start 3 from 4 to kick off your first month of footy. I mean, 3 from 4 and 2 from 2 out of 2 and 2 is it just sets you up, I guess, nicely, especially back end of the year. Things get congested. You always look back on the little wins and the little losses, so it's good to sometimes have those little wins.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, it's going into the Easter break. I thought that was like, it feels like you won a bit of a final. Like you're going on a break now, and you can recover and you can get away from it. And me personally, I was playing in the middle, so I was going, this would take me probably 2 weeks to get over this game. So
instead of having 2 weeks to sort of muse over a loss, you get 2 weeks of enjoying the wins.
So everyone can get away. And as you mentioned earlier, we had Ollie Pascoe playing, so we had all the boys together at the pub and supporting him, and it was really good. We had all the staff there, and credit card got a workout.
Did it?
Club credit card, yeah. So thanks, Jono.
We have a club credit card.
Apparently. Found it last night.
Didn't take you long to work it out?
No, it doesn't take me long to work that stuff out. But listeners, another week of footy, 2 weeks. We've got a little break next week. We thought we might fill you in there. So all you guys on the edge of your seat waiting for Blake and I to turn on your screen on the
dribble.
A little dribble. You're going to have to go without us for a week. I apologise, but the last little teaser, we sat down with Brenton Baira and we spoke all things rugby league. We are very lucky to be joined by our very own Jet, number 710, Brenton Baira. Welcome to the lounge, brother.
How you going? Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. You're a Cairns boy?
Yep.
50 career appearances in the Queensland Cup and nearly as many tries, to be honest. You're coming up to 40 odd tries, over 40 tries.
Yeah, pretty much score every try every game, to be honest. So it's not difficult to find the line. So
you're going for the record.
Yeah,
mate. You're genuinely one of those players that excite me. Like at this level, like you're one of the. Well, how old are you now?
23.
You're 23. You're one of those guys that have really benefited from having that extra year under your belt in the Hostplus Cup.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way about it?
Yeah, I do. It's good that I'm still young. I still have plenty of years to play Cup, and I just want to give that experience back to the boys that haven't played Cup yet, especially the boys around the club. Some of the boys that haven't debuted yet, they do look up to us as those experienced players, so I just want to give back to them. And
you grew up in Cairns. Tell us a little bit about the journey to rugby. What drew you to rugby league?
I grew up in Cairns. Then I was about 6. I moved to Mbye, and then that's where I first started playing footy. All there, played my juniors in Mbye, and then I debuted for Mbye Cutters about 2021. I was 18 then, and then ever since then I've just been in and out of Cup, and now that I'm a full-time Cup player, it's been pretty good.
You mentioned full-time Cup player. Can we let the cat out of the bag?
I've just recently signed to go full-time with the Titans, so I go there till the end of the year, which is a very big win for me for the year, especially. That was one of my goals that I wanted to get, was to be full-time, and it's good that I got that, and kind of eases everything for me for the season.
Mate, it's a massive achievement, and you know what, you thoroughly deserve it. I mentioned it before, you're genuinely one of those guys that your ability to play the game excites me, and I think you're going to go on with it now, and I feel like you're one opportunity away from making a career out of it.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same about that?
Yeah, I do feel the same. I think moving here to the Jets and having a good pre-season under my belt has really benefited my footy. So 3 games in now, and I feel like I've been playing some of my good, best footy for the club and for myself as well. And one day I hope that I debut this year, but time will tell.
What do you put that down to? You say you're better for it coming down here, and you've got another year under your belt. But why? What makes you so good? Like, why will you make it?
I just feel humble. I don't really want to be at that guy that's out there about my footy. I try to get my prep done well before every game. Family comes into it as well. They push me to be the best I can every day. I try to train as hard as I can, as like it's a game, and that's it.
And you're an Indigenous lad. You're obviously you have a big family support. What it's playing NRL and achieving those big dreams. It's bigger than just your dreams, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to become an NRL player?
It'd mean a lot, especially because my father played NRL as well. It's big shoulders on, big weight on my shoulders, and yeah, it'd be pretty much a dream come true for not just for me, but for my partner and my kids as well, and my mum and dad, as much as they're my support. Being an NRL player would be probably the top of the chain for me.
And you're on the journey now. You're so close, mate. You just got to keep pushing on with it. What's a day in the life of Brenton Baira look like at the moment? What are you doing to keep yourself busy? You're obviously playing here at the Jets, and you're about to go full time, which is obviously going to take up your time there. But what's a normal day in the life look like for you? How do you keep yourself grounded?
I don't really do much. I just try to do things around the house. If I can't do a thing, just go out and play a bit of golf with a couple of mates and that. I don't really have family here. Like my missus and my partner and kids aren't here at the moment. So trying to do as much as I can. I was working, doing youth work. So I was working around with younger kids and that.
And why the Jets? Why Ipswich? Why are you here? What do you love about the club? What's it doing well? And why is it heading in the direction it is heading?
I think the history of the club. Ty, our coach, pretty much told us what this history is about. And when I watched them play the 2015 grand final, that year they won it, the grand final in the national championship, just made me feel like that I wanted to be a part of something that's very good. And I think the culture that we have at this club now and how connected we are, I think we've got the team to do it this year.
It's exciting times for the club, mate, and we're very fortunate enough to have the calibre of player like yourself. So looking forward to putting the jersey on alongside you a bit more. But we'll start to wrap up. We like to let the fans get to know you a little bit more, ask a little bit more about your personal life. Or who's the most influential person in your life? It doesn't have to be footy related. This could be just your life in general.
Well, probably my father. Off the field things, he's helped me a lot. Just with being a better person, maturing through not only through footy but outside of footy and what it looks like. He's always said that you never be any bigger than the person that's beside you, so always be that person that's leading people around instead of following them.
Do you have any game day superstitions?
Oh.
You strike me as a person who has game day superstitions.
There is one with my socks. I cut them and I have to have them at a certain level,
every
a certain
time.
point. Yeah, so I like my socks to be even because I know it just feels comfortable.
Just feels,
for me,
yeah. Who's the best player you've ever played with?
Latrell Mitchell.
That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best players that I've played with. Back in 2022 in the KO, played outside him on the wing. He is probably one of the strongest players I've ever seen.
Just on that, on Latrell, do you model a bit of your game off Latrell? Like you've got that kind of athleticism as him, and you've got to play alongside him. He's obviously probably an idol for yourself. Is there any part of his game that you like to model yours off?
Yeah, just how he goes about his defense. He's a leader. And he is very humble. Like outside of footy, with his family and that, I got the chance to be around that outside of the games and that we did play together. And he is a very down to earth person, and that's what I really wanted to bring into my life and that. And now that I've had that exposure to what he does, it's kind of helped me a lot.
Is there any one piece of advice anyone has given you throughout your life that stuck with you?
Probably that like I'm not the best player on the field. There's always someone better than me, and I've always got to work harder than that person and be better than myself as well.
Hey, we like to wrap up with a question you got to think about, but it doesn't have to be footy related. I want a highlight of your life, a low light of your life, and something you would do differently.
Highlight of my life would be my kids when they were born.
Is there anything that you would do differently?
If I was like 18, or when I was younger, probably look back and say that I should have been more mature enough for where I am now. I wish I could have brought that back then. So
that's all part of growing up, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
BB, brother,
all good.
thanks for joining us on the couch.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, mate. Really appreciate you opening up and letting our listeners get to know you. It's really important. But you're one of those guys who are going to go on to beyond this club. Like we're lucky to have you here for now, but I don't think we're going to have you here much longer. So thanks for joining us.
No, all good.
That's it for the iCare Group Australia Ipswich Jets after the 80, proudly supported by the Jets Leagues Club, #1 supporter in our community.